Welcome to the Sloan C Workshop, Teaching and Learning with Online Labs Across Science Disciplines. In this introductory presentation, we will go over the workshop objectives, schedule of activities, and requirements.
We're going to start by introducing the workshop facilitators. Dr. Bruno Chinel is an assistant professor of chemistry at Thompson Rivers University, TRU, teaching general, organic, and biological chemistry, as well as doing research on natural products chemistry. Dr. Sharon Brewer is an associate professor of chemistry also at TRU, teaching general, analytical, and environmental chemistry, as well as doing research in environmental analysis and analytical method development. Since 2006, Bruno and Sharon have been co-investigators on the BC Integrated Laboratory Network, BCILN, project, developing opportunities to access remote instrumentation over the internet for online labs in chemistry and other areas of science. In 2011, the BCILN was selected to join the HP Catalyst Multiversity Consortium, which promotes learning opportunities in STEM plus education. Bruno and Sharon are also involved in distance curriculum development for the Open Learning Division of TRU, including an online blended chemistry lab course using home laboratory kits. Together they have been presenting at Sloan C workshops since 2007 and organizing and facilitating this annual workshop since 2009.
Michelle Harrison is an instructional designer at TRU. Her interests lie in science education, online community development, emerging educational technologies, and developing authentic learning experiences in distributed learning environments. As an instructional designer, she has been involved in developing post-secondary courses in all areas of science and the Canadian Virtual University projects, as well as in the BCILN Research Project and TRU Blended Online Chemistry Labs. Christina Moore is a faculty member in both chemistry and open learning at TRU. She has worked on developing the distance chemistry blended online laboratory course offered by TRU, as well as teaching both face-to-face and distance chemistry laboratories. She is also involved in the BCILN Research Project. Erin Macri is the Services Coordinator at Western Washington University's Scientific Technical Services. Erin has been involved in the ILN project at WWU since 2005, which also provides access to remote instrumentation for online science lab and collaborates with the BCILN. She provides training, logistical, and technical support for all of the scientific instrumentation associated with the ILN at Western Washington University.
This workshop focuses on issues faced by all those teaching, developing, or considering online lab initiatives. Is this online lab appropriate for the learning I want my students to achieve? How do we, as educators, determine if students have achieved our learning objectives? How do we gain acceptance of online labs in science as a valid learning tool? To start this workshop, we're going to review the fundamental goals of labs in science education. Then we're going to learn about the various types of online labs that are being used by educators today. We are then going to look at developing valid learning objectives for science lab activities and linking them to assessment to provide authentic learning.
In Module 1, participants will view a presentation by Michelle Harrison from TRU. This presentation will discuss what science is, as well as laboratory learning as it applies to the online environment. She will highlight the skills that may be learned in science laboratories, the overall and specific objectives that may be laboratory goals, and discuss the importance of reflective practice as an educator.
When it comes to the type of delivery mode that have been used for online science labs, they can be divided into three categories. The focus of the second workshop module will be to define each of these types and allow you to explore examples that have been validated as learning experiences.
The final module will give workshop participants background to articulating appropriate learning objectives for science laboratories and illustrate how to ensure these learning objectives are tied to a measurable assessment.
Now that we have had an overview of the workshop content, let's go ahead and look at the specific learning objectives, activities, assignments, and grading.
On successful completion of the workshop, participants will be able to list the laboratory learning domains and classify a variety of learning activities, list the various types of online labs and connect them to a variety of learning activities, analyze and evaluate an existing online lab activity in their discipline, and compose a learning objective for an online science lab activity and correlate it with a specific assessment.
This workshop is organized into 3 modules, followed by a final graded assignment. Module 1 focuses on gaining an understanding of the fundamental considerations for online science labs, including understanding the goals of laboratory learning. Participants will watch a presentation titled Developing Laboratories, Going Back to the Basics, which will address these topics, and then complete a multiple choice quiz to demonstrate their understanding of the material presented. The goal of Module 2 is to explore the different ways that online labs are being delivered in science disciplines. Participants will watch a presentation on online science labs, which will distinguish between virtual labs, remote labs, and blended labs in online science. They will then explore the resource list provided and review successful online labs in science disciplines. Participants will then complete a multiple choice quiz to demonstrate their understanding and make a required post in the graded discussion forum on the online lab activity in their discipline that they're going to evaluate. In Module 3, the focus is on learning how to develop valid learning objectives for online science labs and link them to an appropriate assessment. It begins with a presentation on laboratory learning objectives and assessment, which is followed by a multiple choice quiz to demonstrate learning. It concludes with a post in the graded discussion forum where participants have to evaluate the online lab example chosen in their previous module. The final workshop activity is to complete the graded assignment in which participants will design their own learning objective for an online science lab activity, link it to an assessment, and explain how students will achieve the desired learning.
This slide outlines the suggested schedule of workshop content and activities, which aligns with the detailed content outline on the Workshop Moodle website. The first priority after watching this intro presentation is for participants to post their introduction in the intro forum. The remaining activities should be completed in the order given. Keep the suggested time frame in mind so that you are properly prepared for the graded assignment. Details of all of the graded activities will be described next.
There is a graded multiple choice quiz required in each of the 3 workshop modules. Each quiz contains 6 questions, and each question is worth 5 points. Each quiz is therefore marked out of a total of 30 points, and 30 out of 30, or 100% on each quiz, is required to pass. If you do not obtain 100%, you may retake a quiz until you do so.
The graded discussion forums for Module 2 and Module 3 will be graded as either needs revision or satisfactory. To be graded satisfactory, the discussion post must provide the required information and be clear and understandable. For the discussion forum for Module 2, the response posted by a participant needs to provide a complete reference to their chosen online laboratory activity, state what type of online lab it is, and state a learning objective of the activity according to the authors. For the discussion forum for Module 3, the response posted by a participant must evaluate the activity previously chosen by stating whether it could achieve the stated learning objective and providing reasons for the answer. The response must also state whether the assessment strategy is appropriate for the stated learning objective and provide reasons. If a response is graded needs revision, participants will be able to respond to the feedback with a revised posting. A satisfactory grade for each discussion forum will result in 100% in the grades listing.
The final workshop graded assignment requires a participant to pick a specific topic that your students could learn with an online laboratory activity. State the type of online laboratory activity, virtual, remote, or blended, that would be used to accomplish the learning. Write one specific learning objective for that topic, which is student-centered and includes an action verb. Explain how your online lab activity will help students achieve your stated learning objectives, and state how the learning objective will be assessed. A satisfactory grade on each assignment item must be achieved to receive an overall satisfactory grade for this assignment. This will result in 100% of the grade listing. You will receive feedback on your assignment, and you will be able to revise your submission if it is not satisfactory.
We hope that this presentation has given you a clear outline of the workshop goals, content, and activities. Please don't hesitate to contact us if you have any questions. Thanks go out to the producers and all those at the Sloan C team for making this workshop possible, and thanks to all of you for participating. We look forward to interacting with you and hope you enjoy the workshop.